what's next? What can people expect from you next few months?
Well, all my effort is in the Skool Games. So we're, I mean, I can talk about them. I can not talk about them. Yeah. So I just made the biggest investment of my life. I'm now co-owner of Skool.com. It's a platform where you can build what you want to build, learn what you want to learn, and schools will give you the tools, the community, and the education to help you. And so we've actually created a whole thing where people can start all this stuff for free. Because I believe my whole platform has been education. That's what I believe in. I think the education system is broken, and teachers don't get paid or given the resources to actually teach students. And they're supposed to teach tests that they know don't help students. Students get educated on stuff that doesn't matter in the real world, and they go into mountains of debt for a piece of paper that doesn't make them anything to pay off the debt that they're in for the rest of their lives. And I hate all of it, which is why we started making the content that we do. And so this is one big investment that I'm doing to try and make my small dent towards helping fix that. And I obviously talk about business. That's what I know. Okay. But one person can't do that. Like, I can't change. I mean, I can try, but like, I don't think one person's going to change the world. And so, I wanted to invest in a platform that would help other people do that for one another. And so whether it's like, you know how to paint and you want to teach people to paint, you know how to fix Hondas and you want to teach people to do that. Like, there are so many more useful skills that we can trade with one another. And I think Ben Franklin said, there's no more noble a deed than to help another know more, to educate. And I wholeheartely believe that. And so, I mean, that's what I'm investing my dollars and my time into. And so, yeah, that's like my whole next year. And if you're a beginner, just figuring out how to make your first dollar, I'm a co-owner of Skool.com, SKOOL.com. You can start for free. It's a cool setup that we have to help people do it. And right now, 54.1% of people who start a paid community on Skool make money. So we have put a tremendous amount of effort, Sam and I, into trying to remove all barriers and all friction for people who are getting started so that they have literally no excuses.
It's a way better strike rate than OnlyFans.
I don't know what their strike rate is, but we've worked really hard if you saw the amount of detail, I mean, maybe you heard some of this from the podcast, but the amount of detail that went into like where buttons go and what things we remove was actually a big one. Was how can we so pare this down so that people don't get overwhelmed? Because the number one reason people cancel or decide not to do something is overwhelm. And so we're like, okay, how can we funnel action into the clearest possible steps that people go step 1, step 2, step 3, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, this actually worked. And so it's been really cool to see the thousands of people who have made their first dollar, which is what I make all my content about it to begin with. And so it's been the ride of my life. It's been awesome.
There are a lot of different businesses that you can potentially start. The reason that I think for beginners, starting an online service business is the easiest one to start is because it costs the least amount of money and it has a lot of good economics around it, meaning it costs almost nothing to deliver. There's low recurring overhead. You can do it from any place in the world. If you're watching this video, you already have all the technology required. And so like basically everything is there for you to start, and you get to learn all of the mistakes that you're going to inevitably learn on a low stakes business first. Hey, and I want to write you a check real quick, and not just any kind of check, but one that you can actually take to the bank. And this is about starting a school community. The reason that I decided to become a co-owner and made a massive investment in Skool, the platform, is because for 4 years I was looking for what is the easiest business online that I can help people get started. Because I have a massive amount of my audience are business owners that do 1, 5, 10, 100 million plus a year, and that's who watches my stuff. And I have a lot of deeper content for really tactical stuff once you're at 20 employees, 50 employees, 100 employees, 250 employees. But if you're just starting out, then it's like, yeah, that stuff's amazing, but what do I do today? And so I want to give you this check because this check is what the average school community that's paid and monetized on the platform makes in recurring revenue per month. And so, no, this is not a bazillion-dollar check. This is not gonna get you to be the richest person in your neighborhood, but it can help get you started. And so the tactics that I outlined earlier about the rule of 300, we're doing this right now for people inside of Skool, and it's murdering. And so I recommend that you start, because the coolest part of this whole thing is that you can start absolutely free. And so if that sounds at all interesting, I take a call every single Monday. You can go there, skool.com/games. I'm sure there's some link somewhere. Just let me know that you're new. I hop on, I answer questions. We walk through basically what we saw after studying thousands of communities that are paid and doing well. And we just try to reverse engineer and boil it down to like, what are the actions they took? And so the instructions are very much like, do this X times per day, do this Y times per week. And if you just follow the instructions, you will get an exceptional result.